Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to do my 2021 favourites. It is the 1st of January, well when I'm filming this anyway, so happy new year to you all, and I hope everyone has a good and healthy 2022. So like I said, I'm going to go through my 2021 favourites. There are of course some products that are no surprise are going to be in here because they're in most years, but they have got a couple of new ones to talk about as well, which is quite exciting, and I'm going to apply them all to my face just so you can see them in action as well. So if you're interested, then please keep on watching. So starting with foundation slash concealer, I'm obviously going to take the Hynt Beauty Concealer in Light. This is still one of my favourites. I am running out. My new one will hopefully arrive very soon. I do love this one. I will continue to repurchase as I already have done. I am also going to repurchase the Lolo Cream Foundation because I really enjoyed that one too, as you know. So I'm going to take what is left and apply it all over my face. Like I said, hopefully my new one will be turning up very soon. So I'm just going to use my Real Techniques buffing brush for this. Pick it up. I'm also going to do a relatively light layer of this. I think the reason I love this is that I can really kind of customise the coverage. So if I want to go full coverage, I can easily do that. If I want a bit of a lighter coverage, again, I can easily do that. It blends nicely onto skin. I feel it lasts a really good amount of time throughout the day, and even though when my oils do start to come through, it doesn't break up the concealer. It just gives a little bit of shine, which I really like. I don't mind if the shine comes through towards the end of the day, as long as it doesn't like break up the concealer slash foundation to make it look horrible, then that is fine by me. So this works really nicely and even looks nice even when it's kind of like getting towards the end of the day. I do feel a lot goes a long way, so because I use this obviously as a foundation as well, I don't need too much to do my full face, which is great, so it lasts me that little bit longer. So I'm just going with a light layer of that. It's enough just to even out the skin tone, give my skin a nice fresh slight glow as well, and look overall very even. I'm now going to go with a concealer brush and actually use this to pinpoint in my areas I want to, so under the eyes, the redness around my nose and blemishes. I'm going to pick up a little bit more just to give a bit more coverage. So my concealer brush, oh, this is definitely going to be the last time I use this pot. So under my eyes, as I mentioned, so I will do a little bit more coverage than I do on the actual full face. Sometimes what I like to do is just pat the rest in with the finger just to make sure I'm happy with that. That's looking pretty good, I think. Around the nose, like I said. I always get such redness around like the crevice of my nose, which is really annoying, but all good. I'll get a little bit of redness here. And then blemishes. That is the foundation slash concealer done. Like I said, I really love the product. It makes my skin look really nice. It's not too heavy. Of course, like I said, you can really build it up to create a full coverage if you wanted to, but I just like how it makes my skin look once applied. Okay, so I'm going to go in with highlighter next and also bronzer at the same time. Bronzer, I'm kind of using more blusher now than I am bronzer. I do occasionally still bronze, but not as much. I will always put blush on because I think I just prefer it now. But obviously my Lolo Sculpting Glow Contour Kit. The Sculpt side I use, like I said, as a bronzer because it's too warm for my skin to contour. Plus I'm not really a big fan of contouring. And then the Champagne highlighter. I've gone for a couple of these now, so I know it. I love this. I'm just going to pop this just in the high points. It gives a nice glow to the skin. There's no shimmer, no glitter, so it just gives that much more natural glow to the skin, which I prefer. Then just taking a slightly fluffier brush, I'm going to go in with the sculpting slash bronzing side and just go ahead and warm up the skin ever so slightly. I'm not going to go too heavy with this. But yeah. Okay, so on to blusher. I think definitely cream blusher has been my favourite this year. Of course, I love Coralista from Lolo. But I've got the one I discovered at the beginning of this year, which I do really love, is the Honest Beauty in Coral Peach. As you know, I've used this many a times. But obviously I have got a more of a recent purchase that I've really enjoyed. And I think you'll notice I've used it in quite a few videos. And it's the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Chilli Mango. This gorgeous orange shade, which I love so much. So I'm actually going to go in with this one for today. But I do, as you know, love the Honest Beauty one. Discovered this right at the beginning of this year. Or last year technically now, and this one's slightly more towards the end, but both beautiful. But I do want to go in with the orange. I just love the colour of this so much. I will, however, use the mirror of the other blusher to see what I'm doing. So I just do four like that. I like to give it a nice C shape. Then just using a buffing brush, I use this to blend this in. I just think it's such a beautiful colour. On to brows. Again, no surprise, it's going to be the ABH Brow Powder and the Joe in Auburn. As I like to dye my hair like kind of more a reddy brown. That's the kind of shades I go for. And my favourite brush to use is the Luxie 215 small angled brush. So I'm just going to take this and I like to first of all go below the brow and kind of get that shape in place. Then I start to bring it up and shape the arch. And then buff through to the front and then flick the rest up. And then the final step I like to do is just buff through lightly with the foundation brush. It just removes any, if I've gone too heavy, it helps like soften it and actually just brings some hairs back to life as well. Okay, eye primer. There is only one and it's the Lolo eye primer. I like that it gives just a little bit of coverage, so it gives like a blank canvas. But it's quite a lightweight primer, it's not too heavy or anything like that. I do feel shadows pop really nicely over the top. I have no issue with blending when I use this either. So overall, a good one. And I've used it several times for, oh no, sorry, I've repurchased it several times, I was going to say that, so. Okay, on to eyeshadow. So as you know, my favourite ones, Aether Beauty Solstice palette, love that. Love my Carnival XL palette as well. A Bible, those are kind of some of my top favourite ones, but there were two new palettes that I got this year which I do really love. One I've just got a lot more use out of than the other, but that's because it's one's kind of quite recent purchase again. But I'm going to mention them both and I'm going to use them both in today's video. I'm going to starting with the Aether Beauty Moonlight palette. Love the colours in this. I've used it a few times. I've done like 4-5 looks with this now. Love it a lot. There's kind of a colour combo that I really want to try with this palette, so I thought this is the perfect video. It's kind of these two together. I have to remember what the names are. So Ritual and Moonchild. So happy with these blues that they worked really nicely, because obviously in the Jacob Joshua Tree palette I was disappointed, but I love this palette, so that's going to be one of my favourites. I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of it next year as well. And the second palette is the Kash Beauty Colourtrip palette, which I got for my birthday. You'll see, I know I don't use it too much on my channel, but I have for like Instagram and other makeup looks and stuff, and you can see it is quite well loved. Hit pan on several shades. These cake liners are a mess because I use them a lot, especially when it came to Halloween. But I really love the palette. I love the colours in there, really pigmented, beautiful, blendable. I really do like these. The only critiques I would have is just slightly bigger pans or keep the colours separate, mainly when it comes to the black and white, because obviously they mix quite easily together if you're not careful. But I've got a lot of use out of this palette and I really love it. So those are the two palettes I'm going to use for today's video. So I'm going to start with the Moonlight. with Ritual first. I'm going to build this up on the outer portion of my eye and slowly buff it out. Starting with a shading brush. Pick a good amount of this up. Of course, I love Aether Beauty because it's fully recyclable as well, which just makes a great added bonus to the palette. It's going to go, oh look at that, on this outer portion. It's going to slowly build this shade up. Ow. And of course I'm going to do a winged up look because that is just my style. Okay, I'm going to buff out that edge because I feel like I did that kind of graphic line in my last look and I don't want it too similar. So I'm just going to take a blending brush, pick up a little bit more of that shade, start blending. Soft circular motions upwards. I still kind of want that sharp bit here, but I just want to blend it a bit more up. Because I said I'm very aware I've done that kind of graphic liner eyeshadow look in my last video. Okay, then I'm going to go in the Moonchild next. I think I will actually add a shimmer over the top of this. I wasn't going to, but I think I might. I'm just going to take a shading brush again, like a flat shading brush this time. Mirror. I'm very much going to pat this on. And slowly build up. Ooh. And actually giving kind of mermaid vibes, and it's blending quite nicely together because I was a little bit not sure how that was going to work with those two colours, but actually it kind of gives like a blue shift in the middle, which is really pretty. And like I said, it gives very much kind of like mermaid colour vibes. Yeah, just really soften these edges. I pick up a bit more. Just so it's a little bit softer. Nice. Final colour I'm going to use from this palette for now is Moonchild, just here, just to highlight the inner corner of the eyes. Then I'm going to move on to the other palette to show off. Okay, so moving on to the Colourtrip palette now. I am going to go in with the Purple Haze eyeliner. I'm going to go, it doesn't really matter which shade I use because I'm going to stick a shimmer eyeshadow over the top to make a metallic eyeliner. A little eyeliner brush like this, just going to give that a quick spray. I'll just do one spray because that's probably as wet as it needs to be. I'm just going to, like I said, mix the two together actually because that doesn't matter which shade I use. I just love these liners. I think they work really nicely. Like I said, the only critique I've got is I wish they were bigger pans and possibly separate as well, just to prevent any mixture of the two colours, unless I purposely want to mix them. I'm just going to do a wing liner. So then like one squirt of like a fixing mist, or just, I've just got water in a spray bottle. Works absolutely fine. And as you can see, even over eyeshadow, that's worked really well. What I'm going to do, whilst it's still slightly wet though, is take a little angled brush, like this one from Ultideeks. I'm going to go in with the shade Fantasy, coat that brush, and I'm going to pop on top to create, like I said, a metallic liner. That's so cool, I love that. Okay, so I want to add a little something to the lower lash line, and all I'm going to do is take Toxic, the pencil brush, and just run it a little bit along the lower lash line. Then I might do, just for some fun, take the Hypnotic shade shimmer and go over the top of that purple. With that I'm just going to use the pencil brush again and just graze it over. Okay, so that is the eye portion done. So like I said, I really love those two palettes this year. I know I'm going to continue getting a lot of use out of them. It's fun because you can play with colour. I love like the fact you've got liners in the Colourtrip palette to create like extra fun looks like this. And I'm so happy the greens work really well in the Aether Beauty palette as well. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get a lot more use out of those. So to finish off the eyes, mascara, and I love the Ili Limitless Mascara. It's a really nice wand, so it gets right in there and you can really wiggle, add the volume that I love to add to my lashes, and yeah, it makes my lashes look really nice. I do need to get another one though because this is starting to dry up, so that's another thing to repurchase soon. Okay, so for lipsticks, there's a couple I really do enjoy and that are definitely my favourites. Some of the shades aren't going to match this, so I will go with a nude lipstick, but I just wanted to shout out a few lipsticks. So I do the 100% Pure lipsticks I absolutely love, but particular Blood Orange has been one of my favourites. A gorgeous reddy dark red with a hint of orange tone lipstick, beautiful. It's kind of my go-to reds at the moment, but that won't be used today. I've also found my on orange lipstick that I absolutely love. As you know, I love orange in the summertime, and I finally found one that I love. This is from Living Nature in the shade Electric Coral, and as you can see it's very vibrant, beautiful, especially summertime. Again, this isn't going to go with this look. So the lipstick I'm going to go with, and that I love as well, is actually not a lipstick. I'm going to go in with a lip liner and a lip gloss. So the Benecos lip liner in brown, which is absolutely tiny now and also needs a good sharpen. So I'm going to go with that lip liner first. And lip gloss, Lolo Whisper lip gloss, still one of my absolute faves. I just love the colour of this, and also just like the gloss of it as well. To all my 2021 makeup favourites, like there's still a lot of them you kind of know and seen before in other favourite videos, but there are a couple of new products in there as well that I absolutely love. I love this look and this metallic liner that I've got going on. Love the Aether Beauty palette as well. Obviously love all these products, or they wouldn't be my favourites, but yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what your makeup favourites are down below. And if you've got any recommendations that you think I should try in this new year, then do let me know as well. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in my next video.